Hello friends, today we will discuss about the equations reducible to the pair of linear equations in two variables. Until now, we have discussed many equations. We have solved many equations, but all the equations were in the standard form. They were of the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. But there are many situations in which the equations formed will not be in the standard form. The equations like 2 by x plus 3 by y is equal to 5. In such kind of equations, we need to convert this equation to the standard form of linear equations in two variables. So how do we do it? Here what we need to do is we need to consider 1 by x as a variable and 1 by y as a different variable. So here we are considering 1 by x as p and 1 by y as q. So the equation would be 2 into p plus 3 into q is equal to 5. Now we can clearly see here that we did not have any equation in the standard form of linear equation. So what we did here is we substituted the required variables to form the standard equation. Now let us take a situation here. Suppose you want to travel 600 kilometers and you decide to travel the 600 kilometers in 12 hours. For this to take place, you decide to travel 400 kilometers via bus and 200 kilometers via train. And we know that distance is equal to speed into time. Therefore, we are given here is the time. So we can see that distance upon speed is equal to time. First, if we take the distance upon speed for the bus x and then we take the distance upon speed for the train y and we equate it to the total time, we can get the equation. So how do we do it? We have 400 kilometers traveled by bus, right? So we can say that 400 kilometers by bus upon speed of bus plus 200 kilometers by train upon speed of train is equal to total time. So let us do that. Let us form the equation here. 400 upon x, if we consider x as the speed of bus, plus 200 upon y, if we consider y as the speed of train, is equal to 12. Now we can clearly see that the equation 400 upon x plus 200 upon y is equal to 12 is not in the standard form. So how do we convert this equation into standard form? Just by replacing 1 upon x and 1 upon y by the different variables. If we consider 1 upon x as p and 1 upon y as q, we can see that the equation would be converted to 400p plus 200q is equal to 12. Likewise, we can convert many different type of conditions to the standard form of linear equations in two variables. Here we have a question given to us. The question says, Shruti took a trip on a boat that took her a total of 12 hours. If she first traveled 16 kilometers upstream and 12 kilometers downstream. Form the equation and write the equation in standard form. So here the situation given to us is that there is a stream of water where we have a boat and a girl named Shruti travels 16 kilometers upstream first and then 12 kilometers downstream. Here the upstream means that the boat is traveling in the opposite direction of the flow of water in the stream, and the downstream situation means when the boat travels in the same direction as the stream travels. Therefore, if we consider the speed of boat as x and speed of stream as y, for the first condition, that is when the boat travels in the upstream direction, we can say that the time taken to travel in the upstream direction would be equal to 16 upon x minus y, that is distance upon speed. Here the speed is x minus y because the speed of boat as well as speed of stream is in opposite direction. Similarly, for the downstream situation, we have the equation as 12 upon x plus y. Here we have x plus y because the stream as well as boat travels in the same direction. Therefore, the total time taken, that is 12 hours, would be equal to the time taken to travel in the upstream plus the time taken to travel in the downstream. So the equation would be equal to 16 upon x minus y plus 12 upon x plus y is equal to 12. We know that the equation is not in the standard form. So what do we need to do here? We can consider 1 upon x minus y is equal to p and 1 upon x plus y is equal to q. So the equation would be converted to 16p plus 12q is equal to 12. In this way, we have converted the equation to the standard form of linear equation in two variables. When we are given a question here where we are forming two equations and both the equation in standard form, then we can solve these equations. Then we can solve the equations by the methods that we have learned earlier in this chapter, that is graphically or algebraically.